Welcome back to the Relatable Black Girl podcast, where I'm your host, Simone. And on this episode, we're going to talk about real friend or a close hater. Now, I made a list of things that I feel like can help you tell if your friend isn't really your friend and she's just a close hater. This is not in any like particular order, just things that I've experienced in past friendships that I didn't realize in that moment. But then when I was thinking about it later, I'm like, okay, like this was telling me she was never really my friend. So let's get started. Giving you bad advice but making it sound logical. When I first had this done to me, I felt like the advice was bad, but I was in a very vulnerable spot. And I felt like this is my friend and she's trying to help me. And although this wasn't something that I would do, I was like, I should listen. Like she got good intentions. And when I tell you, that shit was dumb. But I can't get mad at her for me doing what she said. I mean, I'm my own person. I have to make my own decisions. But I was really like leaning on her as a friend to like really help and guide me when I didn't, when I was in a bad space. And she really set me off. And I realized it because she told me. She told me like maybe just one too much to drink. And she told me like that she literally gave me bad advice on purpose because she just didn't want to see me be with this person. Like, and it's like to be so stupid to go back and actually tell this person that you're doing that. And then I started to realize when I would like talk to her about things and get advice from her, I was realizing that like, okay, yeah, and she's going to continue to do it. Even though you told on yourself, you're going to continue to try and give me bad advice that doesn't make any sense or that you would do the complete opposite of. So it's just like, yeah, if they're giving you bad advice, they are not your friend and they are doing it on purpose. And then the next thing I have is comparing themselves to you. If your friend is constantly comparing themselves, even if it feels like they're giving you a compliment, they might have some like jealousy there or some like trying to start like a secret competition with you. Because I literally stood in the mirror next to a friend and she just constantly tried to compare and contrast our skin tones, our teeth, and it was just so weird and unnecessary. It was like, girl, like, you're you and I mean. Like sometimes when people do that, it could be like secretly jealous of you. Then I said, talk about someone that they continue to hang out with. If somebody is constantly talking bad about somebody and they continuously hang out with them, what makes you think that they're not talking about you behind your back and continuously hang out with you? And then the things that they'll say will be so petty. It'll be like, she only did her makeup because I did my makeup. Oh, she's trying to do her hair because I got my hair done. Oh, it'll be the most pettiest things. And it's just like, if that's your friend, wouldn't you want them to do their makeup? Wouldn't you want them to get their hair done? Like, girl, that makes no sense. Especially when they do it with celebrities or like Instagram famous people and they continue to follow these people. They follow their business page. They follow their kids page. But they be like, I can't stand her. Look at what she posts. Or she look a mess. Or that shit is weird as hell. Because when I don't like something, I just simply get it off my timeline. The next one I have is repeatedly ask you the same question. If your friend keeps asking you the same question, she might as well look you in your face and tell you you're a liar, because that's exactly what they're trying to do. And then when you keep giving them the same answer, it's almost like they get mad or they be like, that's not the truth, and they're just trying to keep asking you the same thing, and it's so frustrating and annoying. But yeah, that's a sign right there. Silent when you give good news, I feel like that's a very obvious one. Like that's like super obvious. They'll come to you asking you about something, and then when the outcome is good, instead of being happy and be like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy that things worked out, they are like dead silent. Like, you know, they'll get silent, they'll get quiet. The next thing I have is try to one up you or rub things in your face. Like if you go out and you go buy a cute little dog from the shelter, a little cute little rescue dog, and you're like, oh, you feel like you did a good thing, and he's from the shelter, and then they try to like, oh, well, I'm about to go get me a $3,000 miniature poodle from the pet store, and like purposely trying to one up you, like purposely, um, or and then trying to like rub it in your face. Like, oh, my dog costs this much. My dog this or my dog breeds that. You know what I'm saying? Like they are doing this on purpose, and then trying to punish you. If you and your friend have a disagreement and then the argument is over, whatever, you give them some time to cool down, they give you some time to cool down, and you send them something or you text them something and they ignore you for days, that is them trying to punish you. They're still mad about what happened, and that's them like feeling like they're putting you on punishment from talking to them, or like grounding you from talking to them. Like, I'm not your kid. How about we just never talk again? And then the next thing I have, reasons why they are not friends with old friends doesn't make any sense. When I tell you the stories that people tell me for why they are not friends with their old friends be making 0 sense. Like, it literally makes 0 sense. And it be so many missing holes in the story. And then sometimes even when they tell you the whole story, they still sound like they are the person in the wrong. I was friends with this one girl once, and the things that she was saying about her old friends, it made no sense to me. Her old friend was a business owner, and she was trying to like downplay the girl being a business owner, the girl being married, the girl sounded like the girl had her life together. And it's just like she was trying to like downplay it and make it seem like, oh yeah. And then it was during the pandemic. She's like, now the pandemic, and she got a business, but the everything's closed. So she ain't gonna have no money. But they ended up giving businesses that relief because they ended up giving them that money, and a lot of businesses didn't even have to pay it back. So you're talking about this girl about being a business owner, which is a good thing, and you're basically like happy that the world was shut down and she wasn't going to be able to make money. Like, y'all ain't even friends no more. What she doing now ain't got nothing to do with you. The next thing on my list is self-hate. If you're friends with somebody and they really like hate themselves, like they hate their skin complexion, they hate their hair, they hate their body, they really have a dislike for themselves. They're not confident in the way that they look. Oh my God. I'm not going to say that they're a bad person, but when somebody feels like that about themselves, they can easily become jealous of you. And you don't have to look better than them. You don't have to have a nicer body than them. They could just be jealous of you because you're just comfortable with who you are and they're not. And then the last thing that I have written down, but I feel like I could go for days talking about this topic, is you feel uncomfortable around them. Your body will tell you when you are not supposed to be in a situation. You really have to listen to your body. You have to listen to your nervous system. And it will let you know, like, you will be physically uncomfortable around certain people. And that's because you don't need to be around them. Okay. And oh, I do have one more. Get mad at you for setting boundaries. Oh my God. If when you set boundaries with a friend and then they automatically feel like you're mad at them, I feel like that's not your real friend. Or maybe you have just been being too lenient in the past, because I feel like that's happened with me. I've been very like lenient in the past with friends, and then now they be like expecting things from me that they wouldn't even do for me. And it's just like, girl, like, no. And then the minute you set a boundary, they immediately think you got an attitude or you're mad or you like, did I do something to you? And it's just like, no, I'm just setting a boundary because what you want to do is making me uncomfortable. And then they'll try to like gaslight you into making it seem like, no, you have a problem with me, you're mad at me, you like, and all you did was just say no, you can't move in with me. That's a big thing. That's a big thing. That's not a small thing, but it's real. Like they'll be upset like, no, I can't pick you up and drop you off from work every day because I have my own schedule and my own things going on over here. If you need a ride every so often, but girl, like I work too, like things like that. And then they start trying to make you feel like, no, you got a problem with me, you're upset with me. I think, no, you really have a problem with me, and you found the situation and you're trying to flip it. Yeah, I could talk about this topic all day. I really hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I seen a lot of girls like tell like their different stories about when they found out their friend was really just a close hater. And I could tell mines, but I would literally need just one episode, a full episode of just telling my story, okay? Surviving fake friends. Maybe that's what I'll do for the next episode. It'll be surviving fake friends, because who you have around you is just so very important. Who you're friends with, who you date, it is so important. Your friends, who you are friends with, is so important because they really can be a bad influence on you. And I know you make your own decisions as a grown woman, especially. You make your own decisions, but people can really get up in your head. And, sometimes you can like fall into temptation, and it's just better to not have people like that around you that are pushing you in that direction, even if you're telling them no or you don't want to, and they continue to like push you until you give in. Like, just be very careful with who you have around you, and just look at the type of person that you want to be. And if you look at this person and you don't feel like you see qualities in them that you would want to be like, and not you want your hair like them or you want to do your makeup like them, like, no, you like their attitude, you like the relationship that they have with their other friends, with their men, with their sisters. And if you don't look at that person and think those things, like you don't really kind of like admire who they are as a person, then you really should not be around them. I do not want to be my most successful friend. I do not want to be, the only friend who is in a good relationship. It'll be hard for you to even establish good relationships with other people if you have this negative ass person in your ear, you know, telling you stupid shit, and you're trying to decipher between what do you think and what they're saying and like find some type of balance. Like, no, just eliminate the problem. Eliminate the problem. And once you close one door, other doors start to open, because ever since I started letting go of people that was no good for me, I have been meeting so many really great people who have really good mindsets and are really pushing forward to be amazing people. And I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I'm Simone. This is the Relatable Black Girl, and I'll see you guys next time.